August 2nd. This is the live simulcast of a Zoom recording or a Zoom workshop that I have going on where I answer people's questions about how to get clients from social media, how to have a happier business, how to make more money, how to have greater impact, how to have a better life overall. So I'm glad you're here if you're watching this on YouTube live or if you happen to be watching on the replay. And I have found in my life that people love it when you just get to it. So why don't we just get to it? And the first question that I'm going to answer today came from, bear with me just one second. First question that I'm going to answer today comes from, I think it's a TikTok follower. Let me just go and double check that. I want to get the name right. Don't want to get the name wrong. And yeah, Veloz, V-E-L-O-Z. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This first one comes from Veloz, who is my friend over on TikTok. I say my friend, we actually don't hang out like you might with a friend, but I actually have friends that I don't hang out with either. So that's fine. And Velaz has asked if I can help out with a simple social media posting schedule. And so what I'm going to share with you today is a very effective social media posting schedule that helps build velocity, gets people engaged with your content, has specific content on specific days so that the platforms are favoring your content. And if you can add one secret ingredient to this, will work to get you leads or clients or both. All right, so let's go. I'm gonna do this in real time. I'm gonna build this in real time for you. And I'm gonna go share here. All right, so I started this. I went into Canva and I created an infographic. You guys have seen me do this enough. You didn't need me to do this in front of you. And you can see it's got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday content. You'll note there's no Sunday on here because I think it's a good idea to take a day off. And I wish I could collapse this thing. I don't know where the button is to make this thing go away. Wouldn't that be great if there was a button that would make that go away? So I just had a little more space. Oh, duh. It's just the button that makes it collapse. That's all. Okay. So here, pay attention. I won't go too quickly through this, but I'm going to give you the calculus behind this. Okay. So I'll give you my thinking behind this and why we would want to do this. Also, remind me on Thursday, I'll go deeper into this as well. So we got two things that I need for Thursday. Here, and let me just screen capture those and I'll put them into the members area. That one. And this one. For those of you watching on YouTube, I'm capturing chat messages in the Zoom call. The people on the Zoom, you YouTube folks, if you're watching this on YouTube, the people in the Zoom right now, these are people who are either in my current Force Acceleration Mastermind or they've engaged with me in some way in the past, except for there are a couple names on here I don't recognize at all, but that's not uncommon. And if you are here on Zoom and you kind of dig what you're going to learn today and you want three things, if you want to make more money in your business, not everybody does, you might. If you want to get your clients better results, that's what we call second order results inside of the mastermind, and you want to have fun while you're doing it, then I have an awesome program for you that I think you would really love. And it's my program called Force Acceleration. It's a collaborative mastermind, and you can get information on it by going to HTTPS, you know that already, collab.prouty.me. That's where you can get information. So I'm going to put that link right up here at the top. If I could only move it. There we go. Put that right up here at the top. So as you're watching this and you're sitting there and you're like, oh, this guy, little bit of an oddball, but I think I could probably learn something from him that might help me make more money and have more impact. Let's get that in the right font. Eileen Ryan is freaking out right now because my fonts are inconsistent. There we go. All right. You ready? So Monday. And you're already asking the question, well, is this for LinkedIn? Is this for Facebook? Is it for Instagram? Shape shift this for the platform that you're working on, or use it on all the platforms that you're on. You can use this. This approach will work on any platform, including YouTube and TikTok. Okay, you can use this on any platform. Your Monday content is going to be create the bond. Most people are not like the people in the mastermind. Most people don't like Mondays. They're kind of they kind of come off the weekend and they're like, I know that the people, I know, right? I know that the people in the mastermind and me, I can't wait for Monday. I'm a 7-day a week, being me is a 24/7 job. I can't wait for Mondays. So, but a lot of people, so the psychology behind this is Mondays, people are they kind of got the blues, which that's too bad, but they do. So this is the great opportunity to come along and kind of put your arm around them and say, hey, I get it. I get it. So we're going to create the bond on Monday. So this is going to be short content that builds we are in this together feeling with your audience. Okay. So it's short. It's a very short piece of content. We're talking maybe a paragraph or two or less. You could even do a sentence, something that lets them know you get them, you understand them, and that you are no different from them, and we are all in this together. So you want to think about who your perfect audience is, and you want to think about a common goal that you all have, or you hold on. You want a common goal that you have. You want a common thing that you're fighting. You're all fighting a common foe, something that you as a community deserve. When you talk about those kind of things, you then build that bond with your audience, and people want to work with people with whom they have a bond. Eileen Ryan is here live in the Zoom room. Eileen helps people get hired rapidly. So even though she's not unemployed, she could build the bond. Eileen's amazing. Look at that. Like a couple of keystrokes, and she's right there. Eileen could build the bond by saying, it's not fair that you've worked so hard all of your life to find yourself applying for jobs and not getting callbacks. You're an expert, you've demonstrated that, but somehow you're applying for these jobs and you're not getting callbacks. And there's no other way to say it. It's just not fair. And so I want you to know you're not alone. You're in this with a lot of people. A lot of people are experiencing the same thing right now. And if I could give you one piece of advice, it might be to simplify things so that the first pass of the resume picks up on the most important parts of the resume, which will then get you to the next level. Anyway, everybody's a little bit different. If you want some guidance on that, you can feel free to reach out. Hop on a brainstorming call with me. I'll show you what to do. Okay, so I created the bond by saying, we deserve better. You've worked hard for this and you're not getting it. You're not alone. There's a bunch of people just like you. Here's a quick thing that you should think about. And if you want to customize it for you, hop on a call. You see how easy that was? I don't even help people with this stuff. But that's what we would create for Monday. You see how, and by the way, err to the side of video. You could do all of these with video. Err to the side of video. You're going to get more engagement with video. And with something like that, you could even go live. Okay, so Monday, we're leveraging the condition that people are, Monday. We're leveraging that. Let's bond with them. Let's help them feel better. They're seeking things to help them feel better. Tuesday, we want to give simple, short advice. Okay, give simple and short advice. Answer a question that you commonly hear from your audience. How questions are best. Okay, so you do sales calls, you talk to people, you go on Zoom meetings, you meet with your clients, you know the questions that they have. Find a how question, and there's a reason we do the how questions. Find a how question and answer that. But we want to do it in short form. So this is, if you're going to do a video, this is 1 minute to 2 minutes. If you can do it in under 30 seconds, even better. If you can do it in 30 seconds, better. Or under 1 minute, because now that can show up as a short. You can put that on TikTok and get a lot of engagement with it. If you want to write, if you're not somebody who wants to record videos, if you want to write, then you could just write a paragraph or two. Find a how question that your perfect audience is asking and give some short advice on it. All right, so far so good. So that's your Tuesday content. This is just short advice. So here, let's look at the momentum we're developing. Here we created the bond. This will get a lot of engagement if you layer in consistency. It will not get a lot of engagement the first time you do it. But if you do it consistently, you're going to get a lot of engagement over time. When people engage with your content, the platform is more likely to show them more of your content. So if you're bonding with them on Monday, and then tomorrow, Tuesday, you answer the most common question they have, can you see the momentum that you can start to develop? Here we come to Wednesday. Wednesday is your long form advice. Build upon what you talked about on Tuesday, but go into more detail. And my recommendation is focus on 3 to 5 subtopics. So this is long form content. This is going to be a 5 to 9 minute video. You could do it live. This is going to be a long written piece of content that has multiple sections. So if you're doing this on LinkedIn, this is an article instead of a post, or it's a long form video. If you're doing this on LinkedIn, you're just uploading a longer video, or if you're going live to LinkedIn. I would recommend creating it and then natively uploading it across all the platforms so that it's everywhere. And so let's really think about what's happened now. You've created the bond. They saw that you answered a question. Now you're demonstrating your expertise. Here, this is demonstrating expertise. This is demonstrating expertise and authority with this long form advice. Not everyone is going to watch or read this. And a lot of people will say, Chris, people don't have attention spans. I had to mute because, if somebody doesn't have an attention span, they're a terrible client for me. If you can't focus for more than 30 seconds on something, you're not going to get any results from what I do with you. So go away. This is my filter. Okay. I, I don't want to be I don't want to be mean here, but if you've allowed your brain to become something that can't focus on anything for a long period of time, be my guest to enjoy your life of mediocrity, because that's all you're going to get. It's time for me to yell at you. If you cannot break through the current condition of society and social media, where everything is in bite-sized pieces and fast chunks, and 30 seconds is too long for anything, and you're impatient and you can't wait and you don't have discipline and you can't delay gratification, if you can't train your brain for all of that stuff, do enjoy your life of mediocrity. I am not someone that you want to hang out with. And I'm not somebody that can help you make more money, have more impact, and have fun, because you can't focus for more than a couple of seconds on something. It takes vastly longer than a couple of seconds to get results. So, number one, stop your excuse that you don't have an attention span. The moment you feel like leveraging that excuse, oh, I don't have a long attention span, oh, I've got a bunch of letters that represent something that I have, it's an excuse. And you need to work on conditioning your brain to be able to focus for longer than 30 seconds. How long do you need to be able to focus? How about a year? Okay, how about we focus on one thing for a year and see what happens? You want to be extraordinary, right? You want to break through mediocrity and be extraordinary, you got to focus for a long period of time. And if I'm yelling at you, I'm yelling at you, and there's nothing we can do about it. That's what happens on Fridays. You know the rules. This is what happens on Fridays. I will focus on one thing for years until it works. I will be the last one standing. I will be the only one in the room, but it will happen for me because I can delay gratification. I can focus for extremely long periods of time without distraction. Somebody just wrote, but yeah, you are superhuman. I'm no different than you. You can do it as well. The thing is, it's right here. It's your neocortex. You can't focus on something for a long period of time. It's because it's stimulating your lower two-thirds of your brain, your basal ganglia, your limbic system. You are when you stimulate your basal ganglia and your limbic system, it can't focus for long. And it's on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. Shiny object, shiny object, shiny object. Didn't work, didn't work, didn't work. Not because it doesn't work, because you didn't work. You didn't work to make this part of your brain work, your neocortex, your prefrontal cortex, the place that responds to inspiration. When blood, oxygen, glucose, oxytocins, proteins that are released from exercise, Mark, get out there and get some exercise, please. When the proteins are released and they bond here, you start working in an inspired state. And the more inspired state you work, the more this part of your brain grows. Scientifically demonstrated to grow. This part of your brain, basal ganglia, limbic system, your wild emotions, your inability to not drink, your inability to not gamble or not blump, 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 blump. That's the noise. That's here. Look, not everybody wants to be extraordinary, and I get that. And most of the people who don't want to be extraordinary have already left this video, and that's fine. And I understand that maybe 1% of people in the world can have that desire to be that level of extraordinary. Please join us. Please, please. What are you going to do? You're going to lay there moments from death and go, oh, so glad I was mediocre my whole life. Come on. What are your kids going to say? What are your friends going to say? I had the most mediocre mom, right? Are they going to say that about you? Or are they going to say, my mom was extraordinary? What do you want? Holy Toledo. We're supposed to be talking about a social posting campaign. Don't worry about it if you feel like nobody's going to read your long form content. You know who's going to read your long form content? I really did go off on a wild tangent there. You know who's going to read your, I should look at YouTube and just make sure people are, I'm sure people are freaking out over there. I don't even know where YouTube is right now. Okay. Nobody's freaking out. Good. Um, you know who reads this? Your best prospects. It's the people who engage with your long form content, they're your best prospects. They have behaviorally indicated interest in working with you because they engage with your content for a long period of time. Thursday, testimonial. Sorry for yelling. Thursday, you post a testimonial or a transformation. Okay. So if you've got a testimonial or you can talk about a transformation, you can tell the story of a transformation, you do that on Thursday. So now what's happened? We got them on Monday. We're one of them. Tuesday, we helped them out a little bit. Wednesday, boy, we helped them out a lot. Thursday, holy smoke, they helped me yesterday. I can see that they help other people. Huh. Friday, sorry, Thursday is your testimonial content. Friday, we want to strengthen the bond. I hope I spelled that right. Everybody's home. I know they can hear me yelling in here. It's very quiet out there. My kids are like, Dad's yelling at somebody. Friday, strengthen the bond. So now we're going into the weekend. This is the battle cry. So we want to create content that's like a battle cry. So your battle cry content is, let's go get this. We deserve this and we can get this. It's like, oh, I hope, hope everybody had a fantastic week. I'd love to hear about some of the accomplishments you made this week. And it's so inspiring that now we have 2 days to re-energize and recharge so that we can hit it hard again next week. What did you get done this week? Okay, strengthen that bond. Okay, you could do something like that. You could talk about some accomplishments that you've seen people make this week. You could go and you could find an inspirational quote, a motivational quote somewhere, and you could post that as a social card. Saturday content, get a bit personal. Demonstrate that you're a human. And show you doing human things. Now, you might not want to show your face, and that's okay. But maybe your basil plant in your garden is looking really robust. Take a picture of it and write, this is what happened to me. I accidentally grew a basil plant. I have landscaping around my back patio, and I have decorative grasses in that landscape area. And then I had a little basil plant in a pot, and I guess I don't know how basil works. Is it a seed? It's got to be, right? Maybe a seed fell off of the basil plant into the landscape area. I have a basil bush like you've never seen before. In the landscape area. It's insane. So every weekend when I'm cooking, I'm always, what can I make with basil? And I'm always out there getting basil. So you could post I like to keep the personal stuff for the weekends. It feels right. And so if you think about this flow, and then you take Saturday or Sunday off, whichever day you take off, None of them, by the way, but whichever day you feel like people think you take the day off, that's the day to do the personal thing. And then take a real day off from posting. But if you look at I put years of research into this, and you look at the psychology behind this. So we're building the bond at the beginning of the week. Then we're showing them that we're smart, as we say in New England. We're showing them that we're wicked smart. I lost it. I don't have that New England accent anymore. Wicked smart. There it is. Okay, so now we're showing them that we're wicked smart on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we're showing them that we're wicked smarter. We're showing them that we're smarter on Wednesday, and we're demonstrating authority because now we've really gotten deep into the topic. Thursday, we're showing them that we've helped other people do it. Friday, battle cry. Saturday, but we're also human. And as you've always heard me say, if you were to take a giant truckload of animals and throw them into a field, the animals are all going to get together. The people are going to be with the people, scared. The giraffes are all going to get together. The hippopotamuses are going to get together. Is that a dinosaur, hippopotamus, or is that a real thing? Hippopotamus. That's a real thing. Doesn't it sound like a dinosaur? I didn't want to say something that was extinct. Are hippopotamuses extinct? Will somebody please just look it up and tell me? Hippopotamuses will get together. The canaries will all get together. That's what happens. You want to be with those who are like you. So we're showing them that we're like them on Monday, Friday, and Saturday. That Monday and Friday we're bonding. Saturday we're showing them our personal side. But then intermingled on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. P.S. Highest levels of engagement on social media for business happen to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We are giving them advice, demonstrating authority, and showing them that we can do it for other people. Okay, you're like 2/3 of the way to closing the sale with them at that point. And then you just repeat, rinse and repeat. How many days or weeks in advance do you advise creating this framework? So I used to create it all on Sunday, and now I don't. I create it the day I'm doing it. I just make it a part of my daily workflow. But I can do it rapidly. And you guys in the mastermind, you've seen how fast I can create content. And I use voice to text, or look, you want to optimize this for ease, just do video. Just do video. So and you just record it, one take, and upload it, mistakes and all. Okay? Mistakes and all. You record it on your phone, one take, mistakes and all, and you upload it. And you don't worry about it. So Monday, we've already gone through that one. I did the example for Eileen. Tuesday, some short advice, a question that people commonly hear. I'm just going to go down Eileen's track. Okay. Hey everybody, it's Eileen Ryan. And it happens to be my favorite time of year as we approach the fall. I don't know if you've ever noticed around my office, but I have like witch brooms and witch hats and stuff like that. It's just one of the things that I love. And I was looking at my witch stuff, and it got me thinking about like how you dress and how witches dress, because I got a witch hat over there, and that got me thinking about how people dress for interviews. And it reminded me of a question that I often get, which is, how do I dress for an interview? Notice, guys, I did a how question. It got me thinking about the question I'm commonly asked: how do I dress for an interview? And so here's my answer to that, and here's what I recommend. I recommend that you always try to dress one level above the common dress of the people who are interviewing with you. So you kind of go and you look at the people who are going in and out of the office a couple days before the interview, just dress one level above. So if they wear shorts and a t-shirt, wear khakis and a polo shirt. If they wear khakis and a polo shirt, then wear a nice smart button-up shirt that you just got back from the cleaners. If they wear that, then you're going to have to go in a shirt and tie. If they wear shirt and ties, put on a jacket. If they wear suits, go in a tuxedo. I'm kidding about that. I don't know if that would actually work, but maybe. Okay, so that's and then you just upload it. And then the long form advice, 3 to 5 subtopics, Eileen could go into what color suit is demonstrated to get the highest conversion to an offer for a job. What color tie? Tie works best. What is the break on your pants? Do you guys know what that is? The break on your pants. That's what happens where the front of the pant where it hits the shoe. That's called your break. Is it a no break? It's just straight. Is it a half break, a little bit of a indentation, or a full break, which is all the way in? Like, she could really talk about that stuff in a long form article. Testimonial. Eileen's amazing with testimonials. Thursday, pop out a testimonial, somebody that got hired quickly. Friday, strengthen the bond with a battle cry. You did great this week. Hope you applied for jobs every single day. And then she could get personal on Saturday, and she's send a picture from the beach. She lives near the beach. For now. Oops. So, and if you're watching this on YouTube, live or in the replay, and like this, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. Just go to collab.prouty.me and apply to be in the Forced Acceleration Mastermind. I'm not messing around with you when I tell you it's cheaper than coffee. And you know what? You're gonna make so much money, you're not gonna have to give up coffee. You'll be able to go buy more. That's what I want for you, at least. As long as you do the work. I can't make any income claims. I really can't, because you're gonna have to do the work. And if we know anything, 40% of people buy exercise equipment and they use it to hang their clothes on. They'd actually never use it. Here's your posting schedule. Everybody good? Yeah? Any questions on this before I move on? As I take another sip of my iced Cafe Bustelo. You know, I know you know. I know you know the secret. You guys here, some of you here. I know you know the secret to the Cafe Bustelo. Okay, good. So what did we just cover? We covered a really very specific, psychologically sound, strategic posting schedule. Thank you for being here. I will, somebody's got to leave. I will email you the moment I get your account all squared away in the next hour. Okay. I'll send you an email on that or something. I'll howl like a dog. I'll go outside and howl like a dog. And then your big dog, the big one, will go. And then we'll come to you. He'll look at you and he'll go, hey, Mark, I just got a howl from Chris and you're all set. And you'll go, oh, okay. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you were here. Okay. He says that will work. Good. Next, somebody says, how do you develop discipline? How do you develop discipline? How do you develop discipline? It is a learned skill. Discipline is something that you can learn. Some people naturally have it. You'll find that there are people that naturally have it, but it's kind of the naturally occurring discipline is not what it seems. It seems like they were just born with it, but the reality is, and I yelled at you about this just a little while ago unknowingly, discipline originates in your neocortex, the part of your brain that's the most evolved part of your brain, the part of your brain that allows you to have something called global transient amnesia, or just chronological transient amnesia. Yeah, I think it's chronological transient amnesia, where time passes and you don't notice it. Global transient amnesia is you not knowing that you drove down the highway for 50 miles. And you don't know where any of it went. I get global transient amnesia when I'm running and I listen to meditations when I'm running. I will run for an hour and my body knows the route to go. My brain is not on that run, and I will get done and I will not know that I've run. I have developed amnesia for it because what I'm listening to stimulates my neocortex. I point here, it's kind of here. Not really, kind of is. I'm just giving you a visual. So discipline originates in the neocortex. And it originates in the neocortex because when you stimulate the neocortex, it shuts down the distracted parts of your brain. The neocortex works extremely hard to nullify and to mute the impulses from your basal ganglia in your limbic system. When you stimulate the neocortex, you don't have wild emotional swings. When you stimulate the neocortex, you're able to go for long periods of time without noticing time has gone by. So this is the cheat code, guys. This is the brain hack or the cheat code for you. Because if you can stimulate your neocortex, and then you can go into a state of chronological transient amnesia where time passes and you don't realize it, well, that's when you can work for 4 hours on one task. See, you've primed your brain for being able to focus for a long period of time. And that's what discipline is. It's being able to focus for a long period of time. And guess what happens when you spend 4 hours focused on one task? You make progress. And what happens when you make progress? You feel great. You feel accomplished. You feel fulfilled, confident, happy. And all of those things then provide the feedback mechanism for, well, I worked in an inspired state. I worked for a long period of time. I got results. Let's do it again. And then you find yourself in a place where you can't wait to do it. And there are people in Growth Galvanized, there are people in Force Acceleration that are in that condition. They can't wait to be able to have 4 hours, then to go into that mode of inspiration. But hold on. Not everything you work on does that, right? So you got to figure out what it is that you work on that brings you into that state. That it will become your highest priority activities. So I take the people in my mastermind through exercises to figure out what that stuff is. We have to figure out what inspires you, what work truly inspires you. What work would you do no matter what? If given the choice between working on A and B, which will you choose? A inspires you more if you chose it. B inspires you more if you chose it. And you will always hear me say the things that inspire me most in life, there are 3 of them. My business is number 1. My family is number 2. My fitness is number 3. And guess what? They all kind of compete for first place. If given the choice between doing something and spending time with my family, something that isn't work or fitness, I'm going to choose my family. I won't socialize. I won't go to the movies. I won't go shopping. I won't do any of that. Okay. If given the choice between socializing and working, I'm going to choose work. Why? Because when I figured out what I wanted to do for my job, I picked the thing that I would always pick, which is this. I would always pick to do this versus anything else. I kind of want to open a food truck that only sells espresso. I kind of want to do that, but I would pick this over that. But I think that would be fun, right? Wouldn't that be fun to have a little food truck that I drive around and the only thing I do is espresso? So discipline originates in the neocortex. The neocortex is stimulated when you work on things that inspire you. Things that inspire you are those things that you would choose over anything else. If you can align what you do for work with the things that inspire you, as I have done, then you never need motivation. Then you always have discipline. And then you will enjoy chronological transient amnesia, where you work for long periods of time and you look up and you're like, where did that time go? For example, I have 2 minutes left on this call. I started this call 58 minutes. I actually started this call over an hour ago. I started it early. And I do have no recollection of any time passing for the past hour, as I think right now. It was like a blink. Simply because I am now working in my neocortex. A bilingual food truck. El carro de café. I would love that. English is, oh my God, can you imagine just driving around and making an espresso for people? Can I get a latte? No, I only make espresso. If you could go somewhere and get milk and put it in it, I guess. Oh, all right, maybe I'll make a latte too. I think more people like those anyways. I don't know. Should I do that one day? Maybe I'll do that one day. Maybe that'll be my like, when I'm 90. I'll be the old guy driving around in 150 years when I'm 90. So find out what inspires you. Build your life around that which inspires you. Now is the time. Don't wait. Don't wait. This isn't something you can wait on. Build your life around one, and then you're going to sit and you're going to say, I can't. I can't because I'm stuck in the job doing the thing. No, you can. You can. Even if you have to slowly bring yourself into it. One night a week, you're doing it. Then suddenly it's 4 or 5 nights a week. Then you're doing it every night of the week. You're doing it full days on weekends. And then all of a sudden, the thing that you're doing is usurping the money that you make at the other thing. And you can go into them and you can say, today is my last day working here. And you can leave. You've got to inch your way into it. If you feel like you can't, you still can. And even then, if you still feel like you can't, you still can. And then a third time, if you feel like you can't, now maybe you can't. I can only help so much. All right. So figure out what inspires you, align it with everything in your life. Those are your highest priority activities. Do not let other people. I got a 1 o'clock call, guys. Pardon me, but that thing is starting right now. Let me just finish this statement and then I'll say farewell. Don't let other people's high priority activities infringe on your high priority activities. You call the shots, you make the rules, you get it done. High priority, high inspirational activities that you can focus on for long periods of time. You will make more progress in a short period of time than you ever imagined possible. And just come into the mastermind. Okay. Just come into the mastermind. collab.prouty.me. Come in. You're going to have a great time. All right. Thanks for being here. I do have to go. My 1 o'clock is waiting for me. My gratitude to you all. Thank you, YouTube, for being here live or on the replay. I'll see you guys. Force Acceleration, I'll see you at 2 o'clock for coffee. Everybody else, I will see you next week. Ciao for now. I don't know. I don't know if I closed it down. I didn't.